When you say sex, can you be a bit more specific?
Dick and ass. Tonight's special episode of Dear Black Gay Men Podcast, we're observing World AIDS Day as we strategize the way forward with some of the dopest people in the black church. But before we go deeper in the conversation, I want to ask the audience, would you feel comfortable talking about sex with your pastor or minister?
They feel comfortable talking about
There's some yeses. You say yes. Yes.
All right, we'll take it.
You say no.
This side of the room is yes, that side is no.
Y'all say, some say no.
Okay,
Why? You would
yes.
feel comfortable
What'd you say?
talking to your pastor about sex, about your sex life.
Maybe. That's fair though.
What happened?
It
What did he
depends on
say?
the past.
It depends on the pastor.
Okay. I mean, I can't tell you who my pastor is for reasons that I can't discuss, but
So you mean like if it's a woman or a man, or just your
person
relationship
themselves.
with the? Got it. Okay.
depending on the relationship, who said yes? Kyra, you said yes. Unequivocally, you say yes as well. Unequivocally, you have no problem. Really? Huh. That's so interesting.
This is the
I could not.
You
As-
talking
as-
about it with me?
This is a free
You're Dr. Wayne Woodson, COO of NASUM. So, of course, I would talk to you, Dr. Wayne Woodson, COO of NASUM, about sex, because you're Dr. Wayne Woodson.
When you say sex, can you be a bit more specific?
Dick and ass. One of those would be mine. See?
You asked.
See?
What I meant was,
As a faith leader. So what if somebody came up to you and talked about sex? How comfortable would you be?
Y'all taking it too fast.
I almost said something, but
Like,
it'll
how
be-
comfortable
that'll
would you
be-
be
that'll be
if
the
one of the lay
viral
people
moment.
came up to you and was like, hey, pastor, hey, Marika, you are the person that I trust to have this conversation. Let me tell you about this thing that I got.
what the reason why I ask is because, believe it or not, the people that I am fortunate enough to lead give me a lot of information that I don't ask for.
No, I can't say that. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of information.
I'm really
So,
tiptoeing right here.
I
Can you
know,
tell?
we-
Can you
You
tell?
are.
I'm really walking a fine
Baby,
line.
we crip walk around here.
I'm really trying. I can't
Yeah,
say that.
we doing
the
it
fact that I
good.
can't say what I'm trying to
So
say.
it again for me? It's like, why do you want to talk to me about the two words that you used earlier? Why would you want to talk to me about that?
Because you are the person that I trust the most.
Maybe you're in a safe space.
You are the
To
safe
talk
space.
about that?
Isn't that the whole purpose of being a faith leader?
Hold
to be
on
the
now.
safe space for your
Yeah,
people?
but why you want to talk to me about your sexual?
you personalize it.
I'm just saying.
Because you're the safe space. It's just like I could tell you, I could
don't know
confess
if
my
I-
sins to you of on any other level. So why wouldn't I be able to talk about my
Are you
sex
telling
life?
me like it was good, or are you saying like
I mean,
was
in a faith
assaulted?
setting,
You know
I
what I'm
would be
saying? Like,
in my head, I'm like, this is what I like. I need to know if this is biblical.
now you know good and well hell it is not biblical. You ain't got to ask me that.
I mean, there is a lot of worship that happens in my bedroom.
Okay, all right.
I'll take
Get
somebody
me outta
behind the
here.
veil
Somebody
real
call.
quick,
Nobody.
where it's just me and God. Strong tower in the
Nobody.
darkest hour.
Nobody wants to come. Get
Okay,
me.
now Antoine, you are a minister. Different than being a pastor or leading a ministry. You are still somebody who people confide in. And so isn't that the role? Isn't that one of the roles of being a minister is being the person that people can confide in? Even about sex?
Well, I believe so. I don't think that every.
You and that damn ministerial voice.
I don't think. I don't think that every minister probably can have that conversation. But I do think that it is a responsibility for ministers to be able to communicate with members of their church or members or people even on the street to evangelize and bring people in. So yes.
Okay, and so again, for you, Doc, we're trying to bridge faith and HIV, and the middle part of that is sex. Most people who contract HIV, who learn their status, did so by way of having sex with somebody, right? And so, wouldn't that have to be if a church is going to start an HIV ministry, or if the Black church wants to actually be effective in the fight against HIV, don't we have to deal with sex at some point?
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to. They're called sexually transmitted infections for a reason. I think, but the issue is by opening up that can of worms, we're also opening up other conversations that churches don't want to have.
Like what?
If we say we're going to have conversations about sex, then we're going to actually have to start having conversations about adultery and abuse of the Bible. And so Christianity functions the way it was supposed to. Christianity was developed to control people. That is why there's the Bible. That is why churches have specific doctrines, right? And so you have to keep people under a leash to keep them submitted.
Absolutely.
And once you start opening cans of worms and people realize they can think for themselves and interpret for themselves, then who's going to pay the bills? Because they're not going to be at those churches.